Hi, this is Trepacer. Welcome to Trepacer's Saturday Horror Reviews. And this time I decided to get a movie that I got a few weeks ago. This is the 1974 TV movie of Dan Curtis's Dracula, starring Jack Palance. Jack Palance. Um, it also stars Simon Ward, Nigel Davenport, Pamela Brown, Fiona Lewis, and Penelope Horner. And basically, in this story, or this adaptation, I guess, of the story of the Count. Of course, he's still living, and Jonathan Harker in this time, I know different versions they have Jonathan Harker be aware of that Dracula is Dracula, but in this version he's not. He's just a real estate, I guess, agent in a way that's come to show him Dracula properties. So on his move to England, okay, and in this story, Jonathan Harker is engaged to Lucy, okay, and like I said, they change it around, and this time there's a character named Arthur, who's played by Simon Ward, who's actually, I'm sorry, I screwed that up. Let me start again. Jonathan Harker is actually engaged to Mina in this story, okay, and Lucy is engaged to Arthur, played by Simon Ward, okay, and again, it's the same, same story. Jonathan Harker comes there to show him properties, and he sees a picture of Lucy, Arthur's fiance, and who reminds him in this story. They go with the whole backstory of Count Dracula, being a centuries-old guy who lived for battle and stuff, and his fiance or his wife, I guess, was murdered. And of course, he sees Lucy in a picture, and he thinks that's the reincarnation of his old lost love. So of course he immediately wants to go to England, and of course and possess it. And of course he acts very weird. And of course Jonathan Harker is of course stunned by his actions. He tells Jonathan Harker to basically write letters saying that you're going to go abroad for a year before returning home, and that tell his fiance not to worry. And of course, he doesn't do this, and he locks up in the room until he does, until Dracula actually shows him his true face. Okay, and then you pretty much can guess, the rest of the story. Dracula comes to England, and of course he starts a series of attacks on Lucy. And this movie is a TV movie. It's really good. Jack Palance. Let me just say that Jack Palance is really good in terms of a presence. Is Dracula? He's real. I think Jack Palance was 6'3" or something, but he's intimidating. He's tall, intimidating, and ferocious, and you believe it because they kind of have like flashbacks where they kind of show you, how domineering he was, and although this movie's like 98 minutes, so they kind of have to abbreviate certain aspects or sort of speed up the story a little bit. It doesn't take away from the presence of this movie. This movie has a certain presence to it. It was filmed, of course, in England and I think Yugoslavia as well. And like I said, Jack Palance makes a very scary Dracula. Okay, and Nigel Davenport plays Van Helsing, and he's decent. And of course, then you have Simon Ward who plays Arthur, who's of course engaged to Lucy, Fiona Lewis, who really gets to act because she gets put through the ringer by Dracula in this movie. And the basic story, they have to hunt Dracula down to stop him from, of course, going after Mina this time in this story. After like I said, they really gave Dracula a little backstory and little character to try to make you feel sympathetic to him, because of course he was this nobleman who fought against these invaders to his country, and of course losing his wife, and then he sees the reincarnation of his lost love, of course, so he has to have her. Okay, even though the price that other people have to pay for his being reunited with his old lost love. And again, I say Jack Palance made a really good Dracula, and of course Dan Curtis was in charge of Dark Shadows, another vampire-themed soap opera. So he was really good, in the direction of this. And this we found very, very entertaining, and like I said, it has a nice creepy atmosphere because again, like they shot on location, so it looks, all the locations look suitably creepy. And again, Jack Palance is, is really scary as Dracula. And again, they have for a TV movie they do show a lot of blood, which is actually there's a theatrical version because if you go on the video, they show you like a few scenes that were theatrical because I think it was released. I think it was a TV movie in the States, but I think it was released theatrically everywhere else. I think I'm not sure about that, but I think it was because when you go on the behind the scenes of the Blu-ray, they show you some scenes that were theatrically cut and then the TV versions. Okay, so again, I'm not 100% sure about that, you know, because it says TV movie on the International Movie Database, but you know, it does say those theatrical versions filmed, of course, and then the TV version filmed, you know, with a lot less blood. But again, Jack Palance was really good as Dracula. He really had a presence to him, and he was legitimately scary. And you really were worried about, you know, whether the heroes were going to triumph over. Even though I mean it's Dracula, so you know how the story's going to end. But it was really really good and definitely worth checking out. Okay, I'm going to give Dracula, Dan Curtis' Dracula, starring Jack Palance, a 7.5. I thought it was really very well done. Like I said, it was only 98 minutes, so it moved once it got going and stuff. And Jack Palance has a great presence as Dracula. He was really effective to me. Again, let me know what you think. If you have seen Dracula starring Jack Palance, let me know what you think. Feel free to leave comments down below. This is Trepacer saying so long and take care.